Hello, good morning and welcome to ABS Sports this lovely Tuesday morning. My name is Tilekweme Daniel and want to say that football activities is back and everybody now, all the men and lover of football, Premiership, Bundesliga, Italian Serie A, the La Liga and the Dutch League, everybody is now glued to their television and the activities of sports, bringing back when men will always shout, hey, my club did well, this guy would have scored, is back, and that's the beauty about the football game. All right, today I have my brother in the house, Ajolo, the champion. You're still the champion now till
the next
somebody else picks it up, or you
yeah.
continue to keep the gold medal.
That's
Actually, you're welcome to ABS Sports this Tuesday.
Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure being here.
Okay, let's go straight to some of the news we have in the sports. Some of the news we have in sports. The wife of the president hosts the Super Falcon after the Super Falcon they did their best, to break that genes of living in the round of 16. But perhaps the genes was not broken. And they came back not as if they lost woefully, but they lost gallantly during the penalty shootout against the England team, the Three Lions. But all still the same, the wife of the president, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, CON, decided to play host to them and give them a pat at the back and say, well done, welcome back home. The Super Falcon, we talked about them last week, but let's still say the hosting of these girls, irrespective, the expectation was not met. But how do you see the hosting?
Well, I think it's a laudable one because if you watch the Super Falcons play in this World Cup, and even prior to that, you remember they had this issue of would they even go or would they not go with the issue
a lot of saga.
A lot of imbroglio, you understand, with the NFF, you understand. So for them to have gone there and put up a good performance, and I think we all know, losing out to England, you understand, in the quarterfinal, round of 16, that will deny them a place in the quarterfinals, will make you understand that that is losing to one of the best teams, bearing in mind that the English team, the Lioness, they are the current European champions. So to me, it's a nice one for the presidency to really deem it necessary and fit to get the Super Falcons hosted by the president and the first lady, rather. You understand? I think this is going to more like spur them to doing something better and probably go win the next AFCON when that is going to be scheduled. But then, kudos to the First Lady, thinking it wise to encourage these young ladies. And I think this should be the trend after this. Not just when you win, you go to see the president. There are certain things that these athletes will benefit being in the State House and in the comfort of the First Lady.
All right. Daniel Amokachi, the former Super Eagles player, has been appointed the head of the technical committee of the Nigerian Premier Football League. The new chairman, the chairman of NFF, that's Ibrahim Gozo, deemed it fit to appoint Amokachi into the technical committee, and he will be heading the technical committee of the Nigerian Premier League. 9-man committee. There are 9 men in the committee, but Daniel Amokachi will be heading the committee. Now, is it a good one, in the right direction, or just trying to, some people would say, just trying to, try to get a new face about everything. But bringing in an ex-player and a coach who has done well both in the Nigerian league. Remember, he took Enyimba to victory, to win some of the cups and some other things he has done in the Nigerian
He has
sector.
even been coaches of some
that's what I'm saying.
Club sides in Nigeria Professional League. You understand? Now, the elevation to being the chairman of the technical committee is a laudable one. But at the same time, you need to ask, does he really possess the necessary criteria to get to that place. I hope this is not a political kind of appointment. It has to be something
But
that
Daniel,
the entire
let's take a little time look at Daniel Mokachi. He played football to the highest peak.
Yeah.
Daniel Mokachi has been in the Super Eagles as a coach.
He has been in and around the NFF.
The NFF. So
you understand?
I don't see him, and he has gone outside the shores to go and coach.
Yeah.
He's coached in the Finnish
You're
second
talking
tier.
coaching.
But
having coaching and the technical aspect of the game are two different things. You understand? The ability for you to do it on the field of play, that split-second decision taking is what coaches need. But to be the technical director means you need more to deliver. Now, will Daniel Amokachi be at every league matches in order to know the potency and then the...
but there is no time he's going to be at every league matches.
That is what I'm saying.
But he can't be.
But even though he has a working committee,
let's do it this
even
way.
though he has a committee that is working with him,
he could be in all the league because he's not the only man in that committee.
He's not the only man in that committee, but at the same time, I'm still saying, bearing in mind, you understand, there are certain work that the technicality of this game needs to give to you. Now, will a Daniel Amokachi, for instance, when the Nigerian team, that is the local team, which is Chan, you understand, if we now have a tournament to go and play, based on the records that you have, can he assemble a first 11 team if the coach even has said, okay, this is what we need, and this is what we have?
I am thinking you're bringing two jobs together. Daniel Amokachi is not a coach. He's the head of technical committee. So what it means that when
he will have an oversight to whatever team Nigeria is
look
presenting.
at this and say, okay, if this team is what you have, okay, this is what we, the technical committee, he needs to submit this report to which the coach is going to use. And they look at it critically.
When they tell you technical committee, that technical committee means that he could make input into even the formation of the
Remember, team. The 9-man committee is made up of ex-players.
Of course.
Guavon is still there. Harrison is there. A lot of other players are in that team.
In that team.
So what it means, in essence, is that these are people, the NFF, these are ex-players. Some of them are coaches. Well, some of them have this technical abilities, and that's why they assembled them.
Now, Daniel, let me ask you this question. Probably, maybe you will get to have an idea of what I'm trying to say. When you talk about the technical committee for the NFL, not the NFF, so that means there's another technical committee for the NFF.
Why not?
Which
Guavon is a part of it.
Okay.
And now he is still in this
subcommittee.
Oversee,
So now this committee we're talking about now, will they have input in the selection? You understand? Of foreign coaches for Nigeria. Let's not know whether it's going to be local or foreign. Will they?
Now listen.
Will they be consulted in the case that Nigeria needs to get away, or rather, relinquish Pesero of his job? Will this 9-man committee for the NFL and then the one for the NFF now sit down to tell us that this is the right direction to take in order to get the best for Nigeria?
Right. Let's get it right. The truth about it is that ex-players have been assembled to oversee the Nigerian Premiership Football League.
Yes.
And that's where their job.
Kudos.
So now,
kudos to that.
If they want them, if the NFF gives them, they say, okay, let's look who is the rightful coach, they will go to that aspect. But the aspect now is to make sure that the Nigerian league, the players, they get the technicalities, so that when they say, okay, we are ready for Chan, give us players. They'll be able to say, okay, these are the players we think will be able to do this. And they will send the names to the coach, who is in charge. And they will rub minds together. Their job is
get the very best
good
for Nigeria.
They are not rubber stamped.
Okay.
So there is a flexible committee that will always refer back to the NFF to say, these are what we think. That's what I think their job is all about.
That's good.
Okay. All right, FIFA, CAF, PSG, Bolton sends their birthday wishes to JJ Okocha as he clocks 50. JJ Okocha just clocked 50. And there was a charity match where some ex-players were all there, even from people outside the shores of Nigeria were all there to celebrate with him. And we in the studios of Anambra Broadcasting Service, we're also saying happy birthday to the midfield maestro. And ever since he left, nobody has been able to wear his shoes. And that's a very big problem to us in the Nigerians. Nobody has been able to wear that shoe for him, to take after him and do all those razzmatazz that he used to do in the
It's usual like that. When you have great players like that, it's difficult for you to have people, you understand, to just come in and fill their shoes. You can name out of the 213
don't you think that's always an issue with us?
It's not just.
It's an issue, no, because in Brazil,
it's not just.
No, it's not true.
It's not just with us.
No, I don't subscribe to that. No, it's a problem
in
with
Brazil.
us. In Brazil,
there are still places. You understand? There are still wings that people will say.
Ever since Romario left,
yes,
Ronaldo took over. Ronaldo left.
Yeah.
Ronaldinho came in.
Yeah.
Ronaldinho left. There is a Kaka. There is always a successor in Brazilian team. Till date, we have the likes of Robinho. I can keep mentioning them.
Those guys.
Why do we find it difficult to do that in this country? JJ Okocha carried all his talent. He's using it outside. Nobody is using it in our team. And this is the place that gave him an
No, I think.
So what is the problem?
No, it's not a case. JJ is just one of. I would liken JJ to be somebody in the mold of the great, will I say, Ronaldo, Messi, and the rest of it. These are not players you replicate in every decade.
If you want us to go to Argentina,
you understand?
I can mention
in every
names.
decade, you understand?
No.
But at the same time, you understand?
We need to be grooming people like this.
No, we are grooming people.
Since he left Super Eagles, who has entered the shoe? Who has come closer to JJ's character?
We are probably not in the skills and the mode of JJ.
So what were we saying? I just mentioned names.
We've had John Mikel Obi.
Who played what?
Mikel Obi went as far as even winning Champions
League.
No,
who played what? No,
he went as
we're not talking about people who won Champions League. If you start,
he won Champions League.
If you want us to start talking about people that won Champions League, then we'll start from Kanu Kofini the judge. Yes, then we're talking
about the midfield. You understand? And JJ was one of the best Africa ever.
No, let's not joke about this. This is a very big problem.
Not talking about only Nigeria, but then at the same time, JJ's put.
This is a very big issue.
It's a very huge one to fill. Even in the striking capacity of late Rashidi Yekini, have we had players in the mode of late?
We have many of them. Emenike was there.
Were they striking as good as Rashidi?
Why not?
That's the question you have to say.
What are you not saying?
So these are the areas where
if you're saying that, then you're still coming back to what I'm saying.
That's what I'm telling you. There are certain players. We need to do more. Nobody's condescending on that. You understand? We all know that we need to actually do more because we are not giving the best yet. And sometimes, the era of these players and then the era of these players, I think a lot still to be done about it.
It needs to be done.
Most of these players,
we don't have them.
They don't even have the discipline and the mindset to even make themselves better. They just feel like a one or two season wonder, and thereafter everything fizzles out. So I think morally on the part of the players, they need to build up themselves and try to invest more in bringing out their inherent
need
potential.
To do what I'm saying.
So when you're talking about are you talking about
the NFF needs to do more. Then some of the ex-players need to come back home and invest. Let these kids feel you. And then, come closer to them. Let them imbibe the things.
And then, Daniel, let me even probably maybe shed a little spotlight on this. The kind of creativity JJ brought to football, most coaches will frown at it in this day of this present day.
I will not totally agree. It's not true. I will not totally agree.
Most JJ was a flair player. You understand? You remember
when the Nielsen came on, who brought this?
You remember.
Let's move on because of time.
Okay,
let's move on because of time. But the truth about it is that NFF, all these ex-players must come home. You see, every Brazilian player, once they finish abroad, they will always go back home to go and put in their quota in their place.
Yeah.
We must imbibe that culture. It will help resuscitate and revitalize the beauty of Nigerian football.
It will help,
And that's the truth.
It will help create more awareness
That's
of
the
the game,
thing.
you understand?
Arjen Robben finished from all everywhere. He went back to his boyhood club to go and play. And that's the beauty about it. So these kids need to be involved and, come close to all these ex-players.
Exactly.
Imagine JJ going back to Rangers to go and play. And if everybody here, JJ is with Rangers, coming to Oka Stadium to come and play football. Imagine what it's going to look like. Do you understand? So that's the beauty about it. All right, the chief coach of Enyimba Football Club, George Finidi, has said Enyimba would be ready for the CAF Champions League and also the 2023-2024 Nigerian Premier League football. Enyimba is the 9-time champion, and they are the champion of the 2022-2023 Nigerian Premier League, and now they are going back to the prestigious CAF champions that brought them, that gave them the name that they were the first team that broke the jinx after so many years, and now they're back. And Finidi George, who is the head coach, is saying Enyimba is going to be fully ready for the tournament, and they have been in Uyo ever since preparing, because they are about to play their first match in the qualifiers against Al Ahly of Benghazi in Libya, and that's what they are preparing for now. They are focused. They've won some of the friendly matches they played against Akwa United. They won Akwa United, and they play a goalless draw against Rangers, and they're still, preparing, because Finidi George, this is what we're saying, all the way he played in Ayas, went to Real Betis, back in Nigeria now, coaching, and he has already won the Nigerian Premier League. This is what we want to be seeing. Ex-players coming on home.
Of course,
to give
it's always a beauty to see ex-players contributing their quota after gathering all those experience playing abroad under very fantastic coaches, you understand?
Yeah.
And good football working conditions, you understand? So most times when they bring all this experience to Nigeria coaching, do they tell the management of the club side to put in place those facilities that they had in order to excel in the countries that they played? You understand? And now, talking about Enyimba going to win the CAF Champions League, you understand? This talk is long overdue. Not necessarily Enyimba, but then any club.
Ever since Enyimba won that,
exactly.
Nobody has come close.
Nobody has come close, you understand? So that's my worry, you understand? So now, with this technical crew, the new NFF technical crew for the NFL, for the league, will they have an input making sure that a Nigerian team, at least, win.
Will go close.
Win. No.
Okay,
when you
win.
when you
Win.
20 years, it's been
Yes.
2 decades since the last time.
2004.
2000 and thereabout. 2004 thereabout. So now, two decades and then we've not won it. To me, it's laughable, considering that we are giant of Africa, 200 and something million people. Nigeria can formulate 11 national teams from just players we have within and in diaspora. You understand? So why can't we win African prestigious?
Politics has caught across every aspect
Politics,
of our
even
life. Not even the good
even
politics.
in the club football.
Everywhere
when we talk
there's
about selection
politics.
for the
You
national
always
team,
see somebody to bring
you
that
understand?
will want to bring quota. Use this person.
Do you know how many times on the internet we've seen, even the likes of what is his name, John Fashanu. There was a video I saw of that young man, said in the 80s and early 90s that they were bribing. A coach in the Nigerian system was telling that if you don't give money, you can't play for Nigeria. And that was how we lost somebody.
Fashion, yeah.
Exactly. So if this thing, I was shocked to my bones to know that such a thing has been existing that long. And then you expect us to go and win CAF Champions League when clubs like Raji, Casablanca, the Al Ahly, the Zamalek, and the rest of it, and even the South African
the issue when Enyimba won those back-to-back CAF, it is the doggedness of the former governor of Abia State, in the person of Senator Joseph Kalu, who made sure, in fact, he was in charge. He was the administrator, he was everything, he was the governor, he was the coach, he was everything. He has to put everything, throw in everything into Enyimba to make sure that, see, this jinx must be broken. You can't be calling me pillar of sports and I'm not bringing anything on board. And that was how he salvaged and changed that history. So we are believing now, you could see the new management of Enyimba, having Kanwankwo as the administrator now of Enyimba, having Ifeanyi Ekweme, who played football there as well. No, Kanwankwo is the chairman, and why Ifeanyi Ekweme is the administrator then, and then having Finidi George, I believe there is going to be a drastic change. Then having the governor there, you know, that is a very business-minded man who has come to change the stories of Abia State. You could see him, he has even gone to Enyimba training ground to tell them, see, this is no longer going to be business as usual. You have to sit up and bring laurels, and that's how it should be. And I think there's going to be a lot of changes this time.
That's what
all right, the organizers of Nigerian Premier League football have postponed the opening of the league. The league was supposed to open 26th of this month, but due to some logistics, they said it's going to be opening in it's going to be opening in September 8 and 10. That's when the league, Nigerian Premier League, is going to commence. So lovers of Nigerian Football League should just get themselves braced. Very soon, the league will commence. Man United defeats Wolves by 1-0. They narrowly escaped yesterday. It's just the beginning, and thank God, 3 points very vital. And that goal was scored by Rafael Varane, and we'll say kudos to them. Then, away from football, the Nigerian-British boxer Anthony Joshua have won his fight on a knockout for the first time in 3 years, knocking out Finland heavyweight boxer Robert Helenius on the 7th round. Well, we pray, and now he started saying, I want wider fight. My brother, I wish you well. Oh. Make sure you you prepare well for wider because of his knockouts. This thing. Wow. So well, we pray if he continues this way, because I saw a lot of maturities in his game now. Saw a lot of changes, you know.
But you should equally bear in mind that this wasn't actually the fight that he was meant to fight. The other guy...
He was supposed to fight Dylan White. Dylan White is his customer already.
You understand? He
knows how to beat Dylan White. That's his customer. So that one is
but what I'm trying to say is that
honestly, if I am British, I will stop that guy. Everybody beats Dylan White. I don't know why.
I don't know. You should know probably.
So
you asked what frame of mind was Robert Helenius, you understand, before this fight, because he had just less than 2 weeks to prepare for this fight, and you know what that entails.
But he gave Anthony Joshua a very good run for.
You understand?
Yes.
For him to have been knocked out
at
in the 7th round,
yes.
That means the guy is in
the guy is a heavyweight. He's been there. He's been in the boxing system, and that is it. All right, the last story we have for you today before we exit the stage is Chelsea have captured the signature of Brighton enforcer. For a record fee of 115 million, Chelsea will be paying 100, and then 15 million pounds will be on performance, and that's it. This is Moses Caicedo, who rejected Liverpool 100 million pounds to go to Chelsea. Chelsea have started again. 35 players, they're buying. Well, do you see Chelsea, stronger this season, more than what we had last season?
I think I'm a little bit worried based on the acquisition Chelsea has been making recently. And when you look at the team list of Chelsea, you begin to wonder, where is the experience? You understand? Because these are just youngsters, and most of them are untested. You understand? Bearing in mind Premiership. And the only thing I might see that will actually go well for them is that they don't have other distractions. So they might just probably put all their eggs in one basket and make sure that they put in a better performance than what they did last season. So probably a top 4 shots is feasible, but certainly they will be playing Europe come next year. You understand? Based on what I said, because the future, actually, as it stands right now, looks bright. If all these players, based on the amount that they bought them and the potential, they can really put it together. And I believe that the manager that they have, you understand, talking about Mauricio Pochettino, is somebody that we all know that is astute when he has to do with man management. I'm sure he will really get the best out of this player. So kudos to the young man, and I believe that Chelsea...
And he signed an 8 years contract.
Yeah. And these are things that UEFA do frown about, you understand. But then let's wait and see what happens, you understand. Right. So that's for Chelsea to really ponder on. Well, like we always say, we wish them the very best of luck.
Exactly. All right, I think this is where we'll be drawing the curtain close today on ABS Sports Today. Every Tuesday I'll be here and dissecting some of the happenings during the course of the weekend. All right, my name is Telefueme Daniel, and I'm saying goodbye from here.
And with me, goodbye. Next week we'll definitely get to do it again. Thanks.